Hello and welcome to the podcast Young Voices, everything you never asked for. Today, the episode is about use and abuse of drugs.
Young voices, hear them sing, changing tides and waves they bring. Young voices loud and proud, echoes rise within the crowd.
Hello and welcome to our podcast about a topic that affects all of us in some way, drug use and abuse. Today, we will discuss this topic from different point of view. I have 5 people with very interesting opinion. Let me introduce them quickly before we start.
Young Voices.
First, we have Kevin, who will talk about the legalization of drugs. Then Paula will discuss the health effects of drug use. Steven will talk about the justice system and how it deals with drug users. Angelica will share her thoughts on the economic impact of drugs. And finally, Valerie will reflect on the moral and ethical side of things. So, let's begin. Okay, Kevin, what do you think about legalizing drugs? It's a good idea or a bad one? What do you think?
Thanks. I think legacy drugs could have some benefits. If the government control what people buy, it might reduce legal drug trade in places like Canada or some states in the US state, and marijuana is legal now. And it has caused as many problems as people thought. Plus, to take from legal drugs could might use to education or health programs. But I know some people see reuse too.
Okay, interesting. Paula, what risks do you see in this?
Well, one risk is that legalizing drugs might make them seem normal. More people might treat them, and that could lead to try garden drugs. Also, not everyone knows how to use drugs safely. From a health point of view, drugs abuse can cause serious problems like anxiety, depression, or addiction, which are really hard to treat.
Okay, good point. Steven, how should the justice system handle drug use? What do you think? I hear you.
Well, I think the justice system should be less focused on punishment. Sometimes, sending people to prison for using drugs just make things worse. Like when they get out, they don't have any opportunities, they go back to the same environment. It'd be much better to have rehabilitation programs to help them get back on track. In some countries, they don't put people on hold for personal drugs, and instead they get out medical or psychological help. And honestly, I think that could work here too.
Angelica, how do drugs impact the economy, either the illegal or legal market?
It's complicated. Drug trafficking makes a lot of money, but it comes at a huge cost. It destroys communities, causes violence, and corrupts governments. If drugs were legalized and regulated, it might reduce some of the violence and create formal jobs, like we have seen with cannabis in some places. But we also have to ask if people in poor areas would really benefit, or if the power would use shifts to other groups.
Valerie, how can we balance personal freedom to use drugs with social responsibility?
That's the question. I think people should have the right to decide what they do, as long as it doesn't hurt others. But drug use doesn't just affect the person. It can hurt families, friends, and even society. We need to balance individual freedom with protecting the community. If someone has an addiction, they shouldn't be judged. They should be helped. I think education and support are key, not punishment.
Great points. Everyone, it's clear that this topic doesn't have easy answer, but the important thing is to keep thinking and looking for solutions from different perspectives. Thank you all for sharing your ideas, and to our listeners, we hope this conversation made you think.
Young voices.
Before we go, we want to invite you to keep listening to our podcast. We have many more topics that are important to us, like climate change, youth participation in politics, and other issues that affect our lives. So, stay tuned and see you in the next episode.
Young voices, hear them sing, changing tides and waves they bring. Young voices loud and proud, echoes rise within the crowd.